The art of shitposting. I suck at shitposting. You are very strong. Give me 3 tips to make a great shitpost.
Actually, I don't know. To me, shitposting is an art. It's like Japanese haikus, the art of using sarcasm to pass some real message, but using just a few words. And I've been practicing it for years, but still I learn every day, so there's no recipe. There's no recipe. You have to follow your instinct and let the keyboard speak, That's
Shout out to the Orange Manufacturing Group. They helped me with my logo design, and you know that I'll be ordering their premium hardwood sign and lightning keychain. Accessories are curated from a selection of durable traditional materials built to last. Use the Geyser Fund link in the show notes to take advantage of their trust minimal process, or to save 5%, go to omg21btc.com. That's omg21btc.com and use code AAB21Q. So we can start. What a time to be alive. I mean, I feel like this is a lucky day to be recording.
Yeah.
Just for official documentation purposes, so the current fiat price of Bitcoin is $74,588. The current block height is 869,111, and today is, of course, Wednesday, November the 6th. It seems as though Donald Trump has won this election, something that I had no clue who would win. I really don't know what difference it'll make in the long term, but it still feels like a historic moment, and what a time to be alive, right?
Right. Yeah. Big day.
So in the chats, everyone, welcome to Ask a Bitcoiner 21 Questions. My name is Saida Gomez, and today I will ask Gilles Cadignan. Did I pronounce your last name properly?
Perfect.
21 questions. So Gilles is the PM of Bull Bitcoin, which will open operations in France. And he's also a semi-professional shitposter. So I hope to pick up some tips from him. Did you want to say anything else for the intro before we get started with the questions?
No, actually, I just joined Bull Bitcoin as a product manager, and we will talk about this with your question. But yeah, let's go.
Let's go. So I'll just go over the concept again. The goal is to get through 21 questions in 10 minutes, so roughly the time it takes to mine a Bitcoin block. Any zaps that come in during the live stream will go to you if you can answer the questions in under 10 minutes. If you go over 10 minutes, then you can donate the zaps to anyone, a charity. I know that Kodatsu, when he was on, he donated to Bitcoin Akazi, so it's entirely up to you.
Okay.
You saw all but one question beforehand, and I will ask the questions in random order.
Okay.
Ready? Shall we go?
Yeah, I'm ready. The connection is not great, but I hope it will hold until the end.
Yeah, we'll go fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll read the first question, then start the timer. Why do you refer to Bitcoin as the time chain?
Okay, so the time chain. I said the time chain now, but I don't know exactly who came with the term first. Maybe it's Giacomo or Peter Todd. I honestly don't remember. But today I prefer using it to refer to the Bitcoin ledger instead of blockchain, and I do it for 2 reasons. The first is it's simply to underline the fact that the Bitcoin protocol is all about time, It's a new type of clock with a new kind of engine. And instead of using atoms vibration, it used proof of work. So it's a universal time. And yeah, so I think time chain is a good word. And the second result is to get rid of the term blockchain, which has been misused for years, and specifically the blockchain technology that I hate. So that's why I use the term time chain today.
Former French President Charles De Gaulle famously repatriated French gold from the US, understanding that the US could create currency, so US dollars, to pay for trade. If he were alive today, would he be a Bitcoiner, even if covertly?
Well, I don't know if he were alive today, it would be a Bitcoiner, because today, if you take the French, situation here and all the politics, there's absolutely no one which is a Bitcoiner among the politicians. So even the politicians who are, rooting for De Gaulle and his, philosophy and things. So I don't think it would be a Bitcoiner, because today, maybe if he would be alive, maybe in 10 years, maybe. But today, no, I don't think it would be. But yeah, it was a good move from him to anticipate the way US would use the dollar in the future.
How does Bull Bitcoin differ from other exchanges like Binance or Coinbase?
Okay, so Bull Bitcoin is different from Binance, and I see three main differences. The first one is we do not shitcoin. It's Bitcoin only. We straight to the only things that counts for us and for our future. The second thing is that we do not custody your coins, so you can fund your account with fiat, and then we send the Bitcoin straight to your wallet. So the goal is really to empower people over their self-sovereignty. And finally, we have a great focus on Bitcoin technology, so we are constantly using the latest technology and to help people to use Bitcoin daily, not only to invest and save, but also to use Bitcoin daily with Lightning, with Liquid, with swaps, and the bills services used to pay bills with Bitcoin. So yeah, that's the three main difference between Bull Bitcoin and Coinbase or Binance, and not just the overall Bitcoin maxi philosophy, but yeah, that's subjective.
What are concrete applications of MiCA that individuals should consider?
So MiCA is the European regulation for crypto assets. I think this regulation is mainly for businesses. So the individuals will have to KYC, AML. That's the main issues with MiCA, but it mainly concerns services. At some time, people have some fear about, they wanted to forbid what they call unhosted wallets, but it's not in the text anymore. So yes, the main issue is for businesses, not individuals. Individuals will use businesses that are under MiCA, so they will, have to KYC and AML. Globally, that's the main issues.
KYC and AML. Is Lightning broken?
I don't think so. Actually, I'm very bullish on Lightning, but not for the reason people used to think of. I think today we use Lightning for payments, but I think the future of Lightning it's more about settlement instant settlement. Actually, even the creator of Lightning, Tajria, already envisioned Lightning as a settlement system for exchanges. So I think of Lightning as a layer 2, but settlement layer 2. So we have the time chain and the layer 1 or the layer 0 if you want, which is Bitcoin. Then we have Lightning, and then for payments in the future, I think we will use other technology on top of Lightning or on top of other layer 2 settlement system like Arc or any other layer 2 system. So no, Lightning is not... I'm very bullish with Lightning, but the thing with Bitcoin is that it's, you know, the pace is quite slow. So you
hopefully Gilles can come back up and rejoin. Let me pause this.
Is it okay?
You're back? Yeah. We paused the clock.
Okay.
We're gonna ignore the clock.
I was talking, but I think nobody hear me. But yeah, in the end, I don't think Lightning is broken. Lightning is fine, and I'm very bullish with Lightning, but for settlement. And even with we are using it for payment right now. I think for settlement, it's a great technology, and it will be used as a settlement layer.
So we're probably going to go over 10 minutes. So I have a follow-up question on that I'll come back to when the official time has elapsed. Yeah. So next question. Yeah. What are some good Bitcoin strategies for small businesses to incorporate? So accepting Bitcoin payments, Bitcoin in their treasury.
Yeah, so there's two things for the, having Bitcoin in your treasury. The best thing is to have excedentary reserves in Bitcoin. I think you can, if you understand Bitcoin, the asset, you as a small business, you want to create some kind of strategic reserve, and I would consider only putting excedentary reserves in that treasury reserve. It's about really resilience and how your company is hedging fiat currency debasement. So you have a solution and an alternative to waste your treasury into, for example, buying other companies or anything, because the number go up offers you what it takes to fight currency debasement. And on the other side, if you want to accept Bitcoin payments, even if you don't understand the asset, you can use many tools. We have great tools now. You have Swiss Bitcoin Pay, you have BTC Pay server, of course, and you have solution to even convert it directly to fiat if you don't want to. You don't have the time to get into Bitcoin, and by doing this, you will get another demographic with an increasing purchasing power, which is loyal, which is global from the year one. And you can also deploy new business models with Bitcoin. So there's a lot of strategy, and I've got a friend here in Rennes who's working on that, and which he will have a paper especially for French businesses on how they can accept Bitcoin today in many ways.
What is Ethereum?
Oh, fuck.
Are you saying that because of Ethereum, or did your... that's time.
Sorry, the question was about Ethereum?
My question is, what is Ethereum?
What is Ethereum? Okay. So the question, the answer is simple. Ethereum is a shitcoin. So when I say this, a lot of people, they are shocked, But yeah, Ethereum is just a shitcoin like any other shitcoin. Not like any other shitcoin because, like Savding is saying, it's the mother asshole from all the shitcoin string. I like this image, but Ethereum. A lot of people are waking up to the fact that Ethereum is indeed a shitcoin, an idea that only mean Bitcoin Maxi had back in the days, but now it seems that it's starting to becoming mainstream. So yeah, Maxis were right once again.
How did you discover Bitcoin?
Sorry?
How did you discover Bitcoin?
How I discovered Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it was back in 2013, the first time on a public TV show about the dark web, and they say, in the dark web they're using a weird currency called Bitcoin, and my first thought was, wow, if criminals use this, it means that it works. And then I forgot it. Maybe and 6 months later, I found a thread about Bitcoin on a poker forum. So I was, and I still am into poker today. So I was reading a lot of poker forums. So I discovered Bitcoin with poker, and then there was a thread called Le Bitcoin, and then the rabbit hole, and I'm still in it. More than 10 years later.
Yeah, very nice. And you're doing well. So doubling back to Lightning as a settlement layer, what happens to the time chain? My understanding, which is not anywhere close to being as advanced as yours, is that the base layer would be the settlement layer. I didn't consider, or I don't know about Lightning being a settlement layer. So if Lightning starts doing settlements, what happens to the base layer? Like, what does it become? Or its function? Or, yeah, is it just about mining blocks, or how does that work?
Okay, I had maybe half of your words, but I think I grasped the main idea. You want me to go further on the idea of Lightning as a settlement layer, that's right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, actually, I see Lightning as a settlement layer for different reasons because firstly, I don't think onboarding every individual on Lightning on a sovereign way is possible in terms of block space, in terms of number of transactions needed. But Lightning with a reasonable amount of nodes, like, I don't know, 100,000, for example, and a reasonable liquidity management is a fantastic settlement layer in a sense that you can move value instantly from point A to point B in a big number of nodes, but not billions, but maybe thousands. So you could use it as a way to transfer money from point A to point B. It's an idea that Jack Mallers talked about in the beginning of Strike. He was comparing the Fed system and Bitcoin, and the idea that you can even transport fiat by using Bitcoin as a transport layer. If you have, for example, on each side of the transaction, means to exchange fiat for Bitcoin. But the settlement using Lightning will be instant. And you still have, in this scenario, you still have third parties, intermediaries, but you have far much less intermediaries than the fiat system alone. So yeah, that's my vision. Even if you tokenize things on the Lightning Network. We've been seeing this with a lot of companies working on this, Lightning Labs, for example, but other companies. Imagine, for example, USDT on Lightning. It could be a fantastic transport layer by using Lightning for the property of instant settlement. Because really, when you do a Lightning transaction, the transaction is final instantly. Not like Bitcoin, not like any fiat system. So you can use it really like a transport layer. And that's why I'm more bullish on this use of Lightning today.
I see. And so on-chain transactions would be limited to just very large amounts of value, or people won't necessarily transact on-chain anymore?
It could be a way to see this, but it's if you think about it, you can do very big transaction with Lightning. For example, when the creator
I'm not at that level, so I wouldn't know.
but it's possible. And if you think of Lightning as a settlement layer, for example, between two exchanges, they have liquidity, so they can open extremely big channels, So if they want to settle 1,000 Bitcoin on a Lightning channel, it's possible. It depends on the use case actually. So I think the Bitcoin transaction in the blockchain directly without Lightning is the last resort for resilient, censorship-resistant transaction, regardless of their value. In the future, maybe when the fees will be, too high for that, you will use it only for large amount transaction. But today, for me, the layer 1 transaction is really for the most sovereign way to do transaction. With Lightning, you still rely on some. You have some, compromise on decentralization actually, because the way Lightning works today is that there's very very few people that run their own nodes. Even if you have, for example, a Phoenix wallet, you depends on async typically because you open channels with them. So yes, the architecture is kind of centralized, but it's a compromise to have instant settlement. So you can have everything, the trilemma, scalability, decentralization, security, etc.
Will Cardano flip Bitcoin?
No. but that was a good joke. It was a good joke from Charles. Charles is very funny in the moment. Charles declared that Cardano is now a Bitcoin layer 2. So
why not?
Yeah. It was last week or something. Crazy shitcoiners.
It's fun though. You have to admit that it's fun. Like, I appreciate the entertainment. How many languages do you speak?
Okay. That one. Actually, I speak 17 languages. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I'm not. I'm speaking only 3 languages: French, English, and Creole. Because I was born and raised in the Caribbean. But yeah, I only speak French, and my English is not very good. So yeah, I speak French and Creole.
And Creole. Your English is good. What island were you born in?
Martinique, which has a lot of problems with inflation right now. There's a lot of, people complaining and, people burning shops, etc. because we have extremely high price, the situation is yes, it's complicated because we have the French inflation plus, you know, an old tax we call octroi de mer. So the result is like for food is like 100% higher than the price is higher 100% in Martinique than in France, for example, and the salary is not 100% higher. So there's a big problem right now. Just right now, it's happening in Martinique and also Guadeloupe and all the French island actually, which is only Martinique, Guadeloupe, but also Réunion in the Indian Ocean and Guyana, French Guyana in South America.
So in France, how are Bitcoin savings treated from a tax standpoint?
So in France, you have a tax only if you sell. Actually, it's a flat tax. But even if you don't sell, you are supposed to declare all your assets to the tax office every year. So yeah, it's kind of complicated, especially if you're like a shitcoin trader that a lot of trades. So there is some services helping users to do that, to do all the declaration tax and stuff. But yeah, for us Bitcoiners, we always have boat accidents, so it's not a problem.
Nothing to declare, no. When will Bull Bitcoin be available in France?
Yeah, I've got this question like maybe 5 times a day recently because
of course,
but it's very soon. It's maybe 3 weeks. I think I can commit to a specific days, but for sure this year. So this year is ending. So yeah, realistically, in the beginning of December, we actually are in the test phase right now. So yeah, we are. It's almost done, and yeah, we're looking forward to launching in France because actually it takes time because in France we will have a brand new version of the exchange, and France is the test country to use it. So Canada will stay with the old version which is running now. But France will be a brand new app, which is really, really nice. And Canada will move to this app, but later, because we have to migrate all the things. But yes, it will be a nice app, and it's almost finished, and we are testing right now. And yeah, by December, I think, it will be available in France.
Yeah, it's so, because, I mean, France is part of the EU, so technically if it's available in France, it should be available to other EU's residents, right?
Actually, yes, because as long as you are a European citizen and as long as you have a Euro account, actually, Euro bank account, you can use Bitcoin, you can use Bull Bitcoin in Europe. So we launched in France because the European Bull Bitcoin team is in France, and Francis loves France, and he's himself half French. But technically, any European will be able to use it as long as we launch in a few weeks, hopefully.
In a few weeks. And European, but not Switzerland or Luxembourg or other Schengen sort of area.
Because Switzerland is not part of the European Union,
yeah.
You know this.
It's Schengen. It's Schengen. I try.
You can try. You have a Euro account, so you can try and see what happens.
So in France, where can people spend Bitcoin?
The question is about what the situation in Bitcoin in France with Bitcoin. So it's kind of complicated because France, we have a lot of talented Bitcoiner, even people, we have core developers, we have great companies like A5, but if you compare France to other countries like Germany, for example, or even Portugal or the USA, we are not really a Bitcoin country. We have a good and growing Bitcoin community, but we don't have a lot of Bitcoiners. France is a shitcoin country. They love crypto, they love blockchain, but we don't have real Bitcoiners. We don't have enough real Bitcoiners. We have great Bitcoin only events. We have the Bitcoin Economic Forum, the BEF. In May, we have
the
Surfing
BEF.
Bitcoin. We have
Be only in
Be
NC
Only,
with
which is this weekend in
Copain
NC.
Mana.
Yes, and but yeah, it's still a small community, but we're working on that. We're working on growing it. So we will try with Bull to get more people on board.
So what is the appeal to shitcoins amongst French people? I don't understand it for the life of me. Because in France, I lived there for a year, there was always talk about la pierre, like things that are sound and stuff. And so fast forward many years, to see so many people enthusiastic about shitcoins, I just don't understand the mentality.
Yeah, for me it's quite understandable because it's mainly a young population. It's just about
Okay, yeah.
gambling, we gamble a lot, We have the PMU, we have la Française des Jeux.
Yeah.
People like to gamble
Yeah, good
in
point.
France. Maybe not as much as Portugal, for example, which is a big country of gamblers too. But it's all about speculation and if you see it with this point of view of just speculation and casino, it's completely logical to have them deep into shitcoin casinos. So because they don't see in Bitcoin revolution or for freedom or for the good of humanity, they just see gambling and speculation. So that's why we have that. And on the other way, we have all the people who like technology, who are into blockchain technology, who like
Yeah, or
fancy
Web3. I get that a lot
solutions.
too.
Yeah, and the simplicity of Bitcoin is not enough for us. They constantly want complicated
Yeah.
things, and that's why they don't get Bitcoin. So yeah, I'm thinking a lot about this of why people don't get Bitcoin, and yeah, I think yeah, a lot of reasons, but France, yeah, not the land of Bitcoin, but it will be. It will be in due
With
time.
Bull
In due
Bitcoin.
time, like Christine said.
What's it like working with Francis?
Francis, I know Francis for yeah, maybe 10 years. I met him in the first Bitcoin conference in France in 2014. And then I met him again because before Bull Bitcoin, he was working the same thing that I was doing in France about timestamping using Bitcoin. And yeah, Francis is very inspiring, very very cool to work with him, with his value and all this. It's vitality. I don't know how to say this, but I don't know how this guy is doing because he has a lot of energy and yeah, it's always talking to everyone, making sure every aspect of the company is running good. So So yeah, I admire a lot the Francis and how working with him so far have been a great experience for me and yeah, very inspiring personnage, on va dire. Voilà.
Maybe it's the carnivore diet that has them so energetic.
Maybe, maybe. But I saw him recently this summer, and he eats some fruits and vegetables. So it's not completely carnivore. So it's a myth.
What? Breaking news. He eats fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
That's not good for his brand.
Sorry to break the myth. But, yeah.
So this is the surprise question from a fellow Bull Bitcoin colleague, Hugo Canna, and on Twitter, so his handle is at 0 to 1 Bitcoin.
Okay.
He would like to know how you see things progressing 10 years from now.
How Bitcoin or Bull Bitcoin progressing? Bitcoin?
He says he asked me to pick your brain to see how you see things progressing. So we'll start with Bitcoin, so the ecosystem, and then more specifically Bull Bitcoin.
For me, I have a very simple view on this. For me, you can actually see what's going on with the internet and copy that to Bitcoin. For me, it's exactly the same. With some small difference, obviously. For example, for the internet, you only had maybe 5 or 4 protocols fighting for the global information technology transmission protocol, and for Bitcoin you have thousands of shitcoins. But in the end, it's the same, and in terms of time and pace, for the internet to become really a mainstream thing that everybody use, it took 40 years actually. So I don't expect Bitcoin to beat internet in terms of pace, because to make a revolution about money, it's more difficult than make a revolution about information, and so I see the pace. It will be slow. I hope I will be alive when we'll have the final Bitcoin standard and fiat will disappear. Actually, I think this is the outcome, but it will take a lot of time. And it will take a lot of time for fiat to die actually also, and the transition can be peaceful but can be chaotic. So yeah, I see it very slow but steady in terms of adoption, and we can see adoption, not real adoption. When I was talking about Lightning as a settlement layer, people will use Bitcoin without knowing about self-custody, without knowing about what's going on.
Yeah.
I think that's how it will evolve. And but Bitcoin, I have to win the value protocol war, because we need one protocol to transfer value in order for things to accelerate, exactly like what we had for internet. And yes, and for Bull Bitcoin, we are not Binance, we're not Coinbase, we are a small company, we don't have VCs, but now it's a big step for us to enter the European market after Canada, which is also a big country. And the next step for us, it's it to continue to expand to other country in Asia, in Africa, in South America, where we already are with Costa Rica and Bitcoin Jungle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see Bull Bitcoin as really some kind of reference Bitcoin company specialized in the on and off ramps for Bitcoin and fiat. And we also want to, become some kind of a fintech like others when Bitcoin will be, normal things and mainstream on the technical side.
And where do you see shitcoins in 10 years and beyond? Will they still exist or will they slowly but surely die off?
I think they will exist because, some kind of crypto philatelists will run nodes, they will run Ethereum nodes and Cardano nodes, but it will be like exactly like philately, like, people, like maybe 10,000 people in the world will still have collections of shitcoins and everything, but it won't be a mainstream thing anymore. So that's why I think it will be so. So yeah, you still have Minitel and stuff running. But
I still have a record player. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The art of shitposting.
Oh,
I suck at shitposting. You are very strong. Give me 3 tips to make a great shitpost.
Actually, I don't know. To me, shitposting is an art. And it's like Japanese haikus, the art of using sarcasm to pass some real message, but using just a few words. And I've been practicing it for years, but still I learn every day, so there's no recipe. There's no recipe. You have to follow your instinct and let the keyboard speak, That's how it is.
Hold on. I'm going to look at, what did you post this morning? It was like at, let me see if I can find it.
Ethereum price. Yeah.
Oh, yes. In French. So I'll read it in French.
Yeah, it's
Faut vraiment que je me soigne. So I really need to, I really need help.
Yeah.
Pendant mon sommeil, Trump gagne. So while I was sleeping, Trump wins. ATH sur Bitcoin. So Bitcoin all-time high. Mais la première chose que je regarde au réveil, c'est le cours ETH BTC. But the first thing, so in spite of all of these amazing things, the first thing I look at when I wake up is the ETH to Bitcoin price.
Yeah, but actually that's just it's real. Actually, it's not a brain fart. It's for real. I'm totally obsessed. I don't own any shitcoin. I don't. But we've been taking so much hate and so much from all the shitcoiners and the flippening, and especially in France. So I have some kind of Schadenfreude when I see those people. And so yeah, I'm more happy seeing ETH BTC dumping than see BTC USD pumping. Actually, that's weird, but that's how it is.
Yeah, I've gotten feedback about I think I've been called toxic actually.
Yeah.
Or maybe nasty for being a Bitcoin maxi. And I'm like, but I mean, and every single time I'm like, just tell me what the value proposition is. Tell me why I should spend time learning about this, what it will do for me. And there's no answer. It's like, oh, but you have to see the world differently and stuff. What's the value prop? No answer. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So how does Europe begin to innovate again as opposed to regulate?
This one is complicated because there's a that's a good question, and it's a bit depressing to witness the way innovation is continuously failing and fading out of Europe when regulations are getting stronger and stronger. And several years ago, I even heard some politicians saying that regulation could help innovation. So and they were
Okay.
Usually we say in the US they innovate, in China they copy, in Europe they regulate. I don't think the China part is true anymore, because China innovation today is booming. But sadly, the European part has never been truer. So there's a fundamental problem with regulation, at least the way regulation is made here in Europe. The problem is pace. To finalize some regulation, it will take years, if not decades. And when you want to regulate tech, it just does not work. I have this problem with electronic signature. When I wanted to put Bitcoin into the electronic signature regulation, it just don't work. So even in the MiCA regulation today, they are discussing whether NFTs would be considered a crypto asset with the same tax, etc., etc. They don't even know that NFT are dead. So they are still working on the text for NFT while NFT are dead. So I don't know what the solution. I don't know. Maybe unless we elect a bunch of Millets in the all European countries, and to afuera all this administration nightmare, I don't see any solution, and I don't see any hope, sadly. So yeah, it's it's depressing. Sorry.
Yeah. It's when I saw the announcement that Bull Bitcoin was moving to France, the first reaction I had was I thought the regulatory environment wasn't that friendly. So I was a little surprised, but I'm sure you guys will find a path forward.
Yeah, actually, if we can make it there, we can make it everywhere. So so yeah,
France is New York.
yeah, exactly. France is Sinatra. I don't think French is hard, but it's not French. It's the whole European Union, because they all depend on the same, hat, which is MiCA, which is a way to have some, consistent between all countries. So it would be Spain or Germany. It would be the same, actually, the same nightmare. So yeah. And Francis is half French, so I guess France is a natural choice for him. And we have great French Bitcoiners, so yeah, why not? And France is a big country, in terms of population and market. So yeah, that's a choice that we can discuss from the regulation point of view, but it concerns all the European Union. It's not, when you see Italy, for example, it's the same. So yeah.
Yeah. So in France, how are Bitcoin transactions treated from a tax standpoint?
Yeah, like I said, it's the tax even. It's only on the for the sell events. And you have a flat tax of 30%. In Italy, they just raised it. They made a lot of noise about it. In France, now they are wrecked, and they're searching for money everywhere. They are talking about, raising it also. So, yeah, that the only tax event for Bitcoin transaction, because Bitcoin is not considered as a currency. So it's considered like, an investment, like a financial product. So yeah, that's a big problem, and I don't see a close future when politicians will get that Bitcoin is money and Bitcoin is a currency. So yeah, very bearish on the tax side of things.
So, last question. In spite of the tax, I guess, yeah, in light of the tax perspective, how do you see Bitcoin actually developing in France over the next few years? Like, will people use it in spite of the regulatory environment?
I think the people will still use it as a store of value, as a, investment, that's the main user in France today. But I also see a raising use of Bitcoin as money, in the, circular economy, peer-to-peer transaction, just like cash actually. And I'm bullish on the use of Bitcoin as cash to have, real peer-to-peer transaction. When you don't want anyone to then the one you transact with to be aware of what you're doing, for privacy, not tax evasion because it's illegal, but just like cash, just like cash
Yeah.
today is used for peer-to-peer transaction. This use is really small today. But I think it will be bigger in the coming years. I hope, actually.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's it. We've gotten through 21 questions. 1 hour.
Yeah, not in 10
in
minutes.
spite of a few. No, not in 10 minutes. Before we close out, can you remind people where they can follow you, where they can follow Bull Bitcoin, website references, etc.?
Yeah, Bull Bitcoin, it's easy. It's bullbitcoin.com. We have also a Nix account, Twitter account. We also have Nostr account, LinkedIn account. You can find them easily. Myself, I'm Gilles Cadignan on Twitter. So yeah, at Gilles Cadignan. It's simple. It's my name. A bit complicated to write for a non-French speaking person, but yeah. And I'm also involved with Brez Bitcoin, which is a association for Brittany in France and Bitcoin, Brez Bitcoin, organizing the Bitcoin Economic Forum, the BEF. So yeah, so you can follow us there, and in a few weeks we'll have Bull Bitcoin in France and Europe.
Very nice. Speaking of Brest, I was there not last summer, the summer before, and I tried the Queenaman. Is that what I think that's what it's called?
Yeah,
For the first time. Oh,
it's all butter and sugar.
but it is so good. Oh my God. If I lived there, forget it. Like,
Yeah, man is there. Yeah, it's great food. But you don't have to
oh
abuse
my goodness.
with it because it's very fat and very
But so good. And yeah, I think I had one like every day that we were there. We went to is it Le Blanc Sablon or Le Grand Sablon or whatever? And I was like, yeah, we need to leave now because this thing is just too good. Well, thank you, Gilles. Thank you again.
Yeah. Thank you, Saida.
Yes, definitely.